All right, what you just watched was probably the most advanced individual 4-second comp I've ever done. And at this time that I'm recording this, it still hasn't even rendered yet. But if I were to show you how it was made, it started off as a Photoshop file. And from that point forward, what I went ahead and did is I took everything and kind of layered it out to create a parallax style effect, which is what it's called when things move at different speeds and times, starting at different levels of depth. And it's technically 2.5D is what gives it that interesting look. And then from that point forward, you can see there is just some cutout headlines. Then there's of course, Jeff, and I have like a puppet pin on him if I were to play this. And then there's an expression loop that kind of just makes him weirdly keep wiggling his head at you. It's kind of weird to look at. And then you can see each of the boxes has a subtle texture put on them. I wanted to keep this one looking a little bit more realistic, but I definitely could have made it a lot more stylized with textures. And then from that point forward, the way that I actually went about doing the blur you see is I have a camera, and then there are two null objects. The first one is the focus rack. So what that means is that the focus level on the camera is attached to this null object. So I'm using this as the controller. And then I also have the camera positioning null, which I just use to pan from this left-hand side over to the right-hand side, and that's pretty simple. And then the real money is where he's out of focus, and then he comes just actually out of focus, so it goes past him to the Amazon, and then it ends finally where you see him back in focus and you see all the layers on the right hand side there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I added some pretty subtle post production on it and then some layered in textures. I was going to try like a cardboard or colored theme, but I wanted to keep this looking realistic. It just kind of matched the vibe of what Amazon is to me. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the comp there. Workday was another solid day. So 13 hours, give or take about an hour or so, but spent pretty much all of it just going through this course that I'm currently working on. And then if not going through the course, which gonna I'm gonna stop this video and keep going through the course on my laptop. But other than that, it was just the usual of what I did. So I finished a book for today. Today is the second last day of the month, so I have only one more frame out to do, and I hit my monthly objectives, which, if you're wondering, that's why I'm looking over there. And then I also planned out August of 2026. I made a big commitment to go ahead and learn Cinema 4D, which is like the big brother of After Effects, and where you can do really advanced 3D. I mean, it's called Cinema 4D. So hopefully that's self explanatory. And that's going to be probably within the first week of August. Hopefully by the end of this weekend, I'm starting on that. And yeah, this whole month is just going to be dedicated to post production on the clavicular video. So it's a long video, and I've made the decision that I'm going to figure out how to get videos out at a more frequent basis after this one. However, I'm just going to take however long this needs to take, go all out on the post production, and see what comes of it, because every time I've really slowed down to make sure I'm leveling up my skills, which I mean, compared to the Tate video, I am like miles ahead. So I'm very excited to see how this next video turns out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.